So a couple of days ago I posted a video about collecting my Kawasaki Z900rs. I basically waffled on about what a cool bike it was and what extras it come with. But there's one extra which I totally forgot to mention, and that is the fact that it is fitted with a booster plug. You see the sticker there on the side, booster plug. And I found this booster plug to be really beneficial. So before I bought this bike, I test rode the Z900 3 times in 2 different dealers, 2 different bikes and 2 different dealers. And the first time I rode it, I found the throttle to be really snatchy and not very smooth at all, and I found it really hard to get the grips with. Bearing in mind I am a new rider and I'm not massively experienced, but I still found it quite hard to deal with. Anyway, so I come away from there, went home and did some more research on the Z900, and I found I wasn't the only person that was saying about this snatchy throttle. It's a real common thing, so I wasn't sure what to do. So I ended up test riding some more bikes. One was the Honda CB1100RS, which is another really retro bike, and the fueling and the build quality, well, just everything about that bike was absolutely amazing. Totally stunning bike. But I didn't really get on with the riding position. The handlebars were too far forward for me. I wanted to be more upright, but the bike was impeccable. It was just amazing. So then after that, I test rode the Triumph 1200 Scrambler. Again, I really like the riding position on that bike. Really high seat, about 870mm seat, and the 1200 parallel twin was amazing. Really thumpy engine. And I found the throttle on that to be really good, but I didn't really, the styling just never grew on me. So I went back to Kawasaki and I went to another dealer. The first time I rode it in a dealer a bit further from home because my local dealer didn't have a demo in. But then a few weeks later, when I phoned around again, the dealer had a demo in closer to home. So I went back there and rode a 2020 model in the candy tone green, which again was a stunning coloured bike. I rode it again, and again different bike, went out on it, and again the throttle was really snatchy and the throttle just wasn't smooth at all. But I soon realised, after being on it for about half an hour, thinking about it a bit more sensibly, that the more you just feathered the clutch, especially with the slip air assist clutch on these bikes, the smoother you could get it. And in the end, it didn't end up being that much of a big issue really, but it's just more annoying than anything else. So I still wasn't 100% sure, so I left it again for a few more weeks, and then I contacted our local dealer again to come down again to look at the bike, and said I really liked the bike but I was concerned about the throttle, and they said, well, take it out again and see how you get on it again, and then we'll go from there. So I went out again, rode it, really liked the bike, loved the styling, loved the seating position, and I was really getting to grips with the snatchy throttle. But when I come back into the dealer, while I'd been out, they had taken in this bike, they'd bought this bike back in. They supplied it new originally and they bought it back in. It's only 18 months old with 1400 miles on the clock, and the chap they sold it to straight away had this booster plug fitted to it. And basically, from what I understand, what it does is when these bikes are produced new from Kawasaki, the mapping for the engine for the ECU isn't great, and I believe that's all down to do with the Euro 4 to get it through emissions compliance, so the fueling isn't great. So the original owner fitted this booster plug. So basically what the booster plug is this tiny little box of electronics that is plugged directly into the original wiring harness. There's no cutting wires or anything to do like that. It just plugs straight in, a straight plug and play, and it smooths out the throttle. Well, I took this bike out and the difference was absolutely amazing. This bike rides so smoothly. There's no lurchiness to the throttle. It's got just as much get up and go. There's no cutting power or anything like that, but it just rides so smoothly, and it's made a huge difference. So obviously with the bike being such low mileage, and there's a huge saving over buying a new one, and it also had the booster plug on it, I snapped it straight up. But I cannot recommend enough, well, it's worked for me, I don't know if it'll work for other people, but for me, having this booster plug fitted, that's the sticker for it, booster plug, it's made a huge difference. And it makes the bike a lot easier to ride, and yeah, I'm over the moon with it. But yeah, I just thought I'd share my thoughts on that, because it might be helpful to other people that have found the same issue, and it's a really quick, easy way to solve the problem. But yeah, sorry about doing this video inside. The light is a bit crap, but it's really wet and horrible outside today. It's not very pleasant at all, so I had to do it in the shed. But yeah, I'm still extremely pleased with it. Anyway, thanks.